Alright, how you all doing this probably afternoon when this drops? You by now have watched the Flickin' Ballard, probably a couple of videos on Flickin' Ballard, Jim Flick and Ballard, the golf coach. They had like a great debate going, and Ballard on a number of occasions highlights the fact that his motion that he teaches and describes does not contain a sway. And I'm going to go into that. There's a cracking video with Ballard and Rocca Media. And again, they don't really go into the fact that's not a sway. So let's just simplify everything for you, right? We've been discovering this Vardon 45, the line, the Vardon grip, the shoulders. You've all seen the videos, right? Think about yourself standing in a vertical box with vertical sides on either side of your shoulders, right? And within that space, which is the reason why we're shooting this video in this format, right? So if I'm in the middle here and these edges are your vertical box, okay? And you're moving this way, right? Backswing whilst on the 45. You're not swaying. You're remaining inside the box. If you were to break this line here or break this line here on your backswing and follow through, then you would be swaying and your consistency factor would be horrendous. It would be really difficult to control all that motion. You can imagine if you're moving that much, your low point control at the bottom is going to be next to nigh on impossible to consistently control. And again, Flick's version of the swing is more to do with the control of the hands. And again, for this video and every other video, I'm not saying Flick is not a great coach, and I'm going to put this down. Every good golfer knows how to save a shot with their hands, but I'm going to leave it there because saving a shot and swinging with your hands are totally different. Hands are for feel, and they're there to save you when you need them, but they really should only be doing this. And the release is what we're going to end this chat on, because again, what's come out of this is everyone thinks that the release is this, but in actual fact the release is that. That's your release, which into extension looks like the hands have rolled over, but they haven't. It's that through. Check it out for yourself. There's loads and loads of evidence, and well, it's not just evidence, it's actual 100% proof. Every great player does that move, and one of the first pros to master this and hit the ball further than anyone was Mike Austin. So if you've any doubts on this, you can go through Mike Austin's back catalogue and watch how this is that's your release, okay? And you're swinging on a 45 and your wrists are doing that, right? And the club is, as Ernest Jones points out, making the body follow. So you're in this vertical space. You're controlling your vertical space. You're allowed to go from up to down within the vertical space using the ground. Loading and unloading vertically, right? You're allowed to do that. and you're allowed to throw up on the 45 with your hands and throw down on the 45 with your hands, you will be able to chop wood all day. You won't get tired. Unlike, you know, when you're fighting and muscling the ball, you are able to use the lever using this, the way it's designed to be used, so you're not fighting it. I mean, when you try and like hit the ball as hard as you can, if you're doing all sorts of things that are excessive, all you're doing is exponentially losing energy that you're putting 100% energy in. But if you're not using the angles and the lever, you're only getting like 60% back. So where's the 40% going? It's just wasted. It's not going from the head to the ball. So you're able, right, using what we've discovered, to use 65, 60%, 70%, but it's going into the ball. So you're getting 100% kinetic energy out with less effort and less strain, because when you're doing this, the box, the vertical box and the 45 angle squares you with your club head to the flight line at impact. So your dynamics allow you to actually hit the ball on the intended target line. And that's just like, that's pretty much all of the benefits of just the two moves together. The reason why I think you should break it down to just the two moves is, why overcomplicate something that the master control for is knowing where the club has to go, and as long as you, and let's be honest, everyone can do that. And as long as you are tension-free, relaxed, the motion of the club will drive the body, not the body trying to drive the club. If you do that, you will not be in control of the club. You will be overpowering the club, which then cancels out every bit of good you're trying to do. So don't just take my word for it. When you watch these videos, go into the videos that have brought us here. You know, Mike Austin. I'm a huge fan of Mo Norman, but until you see the 45, then you can watch Mo Norman, because the mystery of Mo Norman is even bigger than like any other golfer. You know, like Rory, Tiger. I mean, you know, you watch those swings and you think, you know, you just watch them and you think, wow. If you've ever stood at the range and heard the way the ball sounds off the club with these guys, it's something to behold. But when you watch Mo Norman, it's just mesmerisingly, you know, you just stand there, it's like a machine. But if you break it down, that's all Mo's doing. It just looks a bit kind of like, that's what I'm saying. You know, this little tiny move, I mean, it's like, there's, you know, look how small that is. Like, you know, and that just allows you to do that. Everything else is built around it. And the vertical lift part on the angle is 90% of the movement. The rest of it, like the rotational part of it, is hardly anything, 10%. Now, if you watch and no one tells you, you're going to assume wrongly, because your eyes and that just see in linear and don't see, well, you see this and you think, oh, it's 90% turn and it's 10% everything else. You've got it, and I had it completely back to front, and once I unlocked it, it's the biggest single thing. Imagine, you know, every other sport you play, 99% of the time, every time you practice, you get better at it, don't you? Like any sport, football, badminton, tennis, anything, swimming, anything. The more you put into it, the more you get out. Up until now, I couldn't say that about golf. I would have a good day, I would have a bad day. Like literally, I could have like one good day and 7 or 8 bad days, and then suddenly one good day. I could never work out why that one good day was. But now, every day that I go, I am 100% getting better. Like putting in and getting out. And what more can anyone ask out of any sport? And I mean, even when we play bad, it's always the one good shot that brings you back, or the one good round that brings you back. But now, yeah, you'll still have the days where the odd bad bounce goes wrong, the odd shot goes wrong. But you'll always be knowing, if I keep doing these two things, I'm always going to get better. And I mean, that's probably one of the greatest things to come out of this. Why is it so secretive over the years? Why do people add so much in? You know, you could say any number of mad, crazy conspiracy theories regarding that. I don't have the answer to that as to why you would teach it any other way than these two things. Because like I say, every day you turn up at the range, at the golf course, you are going to 100% get better every single day, week, month, year. And all you're going to do is get your handicap down and get better at it. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and sharing the channel.